Stop wasting your life. I was able to go from broke to a millionaire living out here in Dubai. And people always ask me, like, what did you do? What did you do? How did you do it? And it's not the things that I did, it's the things that I didn't do. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you the 7 things that I quit that allowed me to go from broke to being a millionaire. So let's start with number 1. The first thing that I quit was caring about what people might think or say about me. I used to get really concerned that if I do something slightly abnormal, slightly different, that people are gonna laugh at me behind my back, they're gonna talk about me when I'm not in the room, and doing things like shooting a YouTube video. I was concerned about what people might think and what people might say, and it stopped me from doing the things that I know that I needed to do in order to become successful. And usually it's the people that are closest to us that we are most concerned about. And if they genuinely care for you, they genuinely love you, then obviously they're gonna support you. And if they don't, then that's great as well, because now you know that these people aren't your friends, they're not true friends. So don't let the fear of what people might think or say stop you from living the life that you want to live. Now, the second thing that I quit, and this is a controversial one that really frustrates some people, is I stopped watching the news. I stopped reading the news. I stopped listening to what was happening around me. And what I found was that I was no longer suffering from low energy levels. I found that whenever I watch the news, it's always depressing and it just sucks the life out of you. Now, you might be thinking, well, how do you get your news? How do you learn about all the things that are happening in the world? Well, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the world that I don't know about. And it doesn't really impact my life in any major way. Huge news events, they come up in conversation with family and with friends, and you hear about them that way. But I'm not focusing my energy and my attention, which is a finite resource, on things that are completely out of my control, that I have no influence over the end outcome of. I'm going to focus on things that I can control and that are going to better the world around me. And I believe if more people were to concern themselves with their immediate environment, their immediate surroundings, and they try to make those as good as humanly possible, just by everybody doing that, the world would be a better place. So a lot of people kind of get on this morally high horse and say, well, you need to understand what's happening everywhere. And I genuinely don't believe that to be true. And when I stopped doing what everybody else is doing, listening to the news, reading the paper, I was able to shift my energy and my focus to things that actually bettered my life. The third thing that I quit in order to go from broke to a millionaire is I changed my surroundings. Often we live where we were born, we live where we grew up, we spend our entire lives in the same area, with the same friends and doing the same things. And while that is great, sometimes it doesn't push you to step outside of your comfort zone. And when I did that for myself and I stepped outside of my comfort zone, I moved to the other side of the world and I met new people, I was opened up to a whole new way of living, a whole new world, meeting people that are extremely successful. And it allowed me to see life through a different lens. And when I changed my surroundings, it made me see what was possible. It lit a fire in my belly and made me realize that, there's a lot of new places to see, there's a lot of new experiences to experience in life, and that anything is possible. So that was one thing that really, really helped me grow as a person. Now, the fourth thing that I quit was I stopped blaming others for my life, everything that was happening. Now, I wasn't a serial victim mindset person, but I did attribute a lot of things in my life I attributed the fact that they happened to something that was outside of my control. And this links into watching the news. When you realize that, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter about the government, it doesn't matter about the economy, you are solely responsible for your life and how it plays out. And when I started to embody that mindset and I started to understand and take responsibility and I stopped blaming others, that's when I saw a big leap in my productivity, in my accountability, and in my results. And it's something that I see a lot of people struggle with, is they blame others. And only by taking 100% responsibility for your life will you be able to actually have a meaningful impact in a positive way on the future of your life. So taking full responsibility was a big part of me from going completely broke all the way to becoming a millionaire. Now, the fifth thing that I quit was I stopped saying yes all the time. If somebody asked me if I wanted to do something, I would say yes. If they said, you want to go out for dinner? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Yeah. I was a yes man. I used to do everything and anything. And now I'm kind of known as a no man. I don't do very many things. I turn down most invitations. I do an awful lot less than probably the average person does, because I focus on the things that fulfill me personally. And that might seem a little bit selfish to some, but it allows me to be a better business owner, a better leader, a better husband, a better son, brother. It allows me to be a better person because I'm focusing on the things that actually matter in life. And when you start to analyze what you're doing and like where you're spending your energy, your time, your money, you start to realize that a lot of what you do doesn't really resonate with who you are as an individual. And the more you can design your life for you, the better your life is going to be, obviously for yourself, but also for everybody that is around you. So stop saying yes to everything, stop saying yes to all the invites, and it frees up so much time to focus on being able to actually, achieve your goals and do the things that really hold a high level of importance to you. Now, the next thing that I quit is I stopped giving my energy away, and specifically around social media and my phone. One thing that I'm quite adamant on is tracking my daily screen time, and I want it to be as low as humanly possible. So one thing I don't do is I don't go on Instagram, I don't go on YouTube, I don't do these things. I do them from time to time, I'll admit, but I really don't do them very often at all. I'm not spending my life scrolling on Instagram. I make sure that my screen time every day is below 1 hour. And that includes, calls, texts, shooting videos on my phone like this. I've got to make sure that it is always below 1 hour. I'm not awake for 24 hours out of the day. I'm awake for, I'm probably out of bed for 14 hours of the day. I'm not going to be spending more than an hour of that 14 glued to my screen. And when you can step away and create detachment between yourself and your phone, it not only gives you more time, but it gives you way more clarity, way more focus, and way more energy to actually achieve the things that are important to you. Now, the last thing that I quit in order to go from being broke to a millionaire is I stopped asking for advice from everybody. I had a trait of asking everybody what their opinion on something was, because I thought if I get everybody's opinion, then I can make a sound decision on what to do. And when I stopped doing that and I started only asking people for their opinion if they have solved a similar problem, things became a lot easier and decision fatigue went down. Like, for example, I would ask people the best way to get in shape, and you get 10 different people giving you 10 pieces of advice, 10 different pieces of advice. And then instead, you just ask one guy who's in incredible shape that looks how you want to look, how he did it. And then that is the only opinion that matters. And when you're able to remove ambiguity from your decisions because you're asking too many people, it makes things a lot more simple. It makes things a lot more straightforward. And one reoccurring theme throughout this video is focus. It allows you to remove distraction. It allows you to focus more. It allows you to stop having to second guess everything. And by asking the right people for their opinion is one thing that really, really helped, from relationships, from health, in business. Ask people that have been there and done it. And that's why I love mentorship. That's why I love paying people my hard-earned money to learn things from them, because I will get to my end goal so much quicker. So there's the 7 things that I did to stop wasting my life and go from broke to a millionaire. Now, if you found this video helpful and maybe you want to start bettering yourself, you want to start earning more money, then this video next to my face is going to share with you the easiest way to start making $10,000 per month online in 2025 without having to quit your 9-to-5 job. So go check out that video now and I will see you on it.